Well, guys, today is the very last day of 2019 and the very last day of the decade. Since 2010, we've been enjoying Nintendo games throughout the years, and it has been a blast. But now it's time to step a foot into the brand new decade and into the year of 2020. What's up, guys? What is going on? And as we are sitting here on the last day of 2019, I cannot help but speculate when the next Nintendo Direct is and what's going to kick off the brand new decade, what's going to kick off the brand new year. And I am pretty sure there is a Nintendo Direct coming very, very soon. So let's get right off into it right now. I'm expecting a Nintendo Direct in January, and I'm expecting it a lot earlier than later. And I think it's going to happen either this Thursday or next Thursday. Now, this Thursday is kind of a stretch. It is New Year's. I doubt this is going to happen anytime this week. But they could be like, here, Wednesday, announce it on New Year's Day and say, here's a Nintendo Direct coming Thursday to open off the year and start off a great year. That would be something pretty cool. But I don't think it's going to happen until next week. And to be specific, I think next Thursday, the 9th, is when it's going to go down. We'll probably get announced either Tuesday or Wednesday next week. We'll just have to see what Nintendo's up to. We're due is pretty much where I'm getting at here. Our last Direct was in September 4th to be exact, and there was minimal reveals. I understand there's a lot of you that, like some of the smaller games and stuff, some of the Japanese-based games, the, animes and stuff like that. But there wasn't really any hard hitters that really, set us up for 2020. We don't know what's coming in 2020 besides Animal Crossing, Xenoblade Chronicles Remake, and the brand new Travis Touchdown game. The third one, I don't know the names of those, but those are the games we have so far in 2020. So I think we are definitely due, especially since the Game Awards was lackluster and there really wasn't any announcements from Nintendo, not even the 5th DLC fighter for Smash Bros. Ultimate. So I think Nintendo is planning something big that might be the reason why they held off from the Game Awards this year, which could be very exciting. Now, what's super exciting is that we all know how big 2017 was. It was an amazing start to Nintendo's Nintendo Switch brand new console, and I just think that 2020 could be the replication of that. I think 2020 could go back and hit hard with some of their big games. It's been a while since Breath of the Wild. Obviously, we know the second one's coming. It's been a while since Mario Odyssey. I think they could just pretty much relap and do exactly what they did in 2017 and just give us some of those big titles again. Now, Year 1 for the Switch, like I said, was amazing. And if they do that, it's going to be very crucial because 2020 is a big year for not just Nintendo, but for the other competitors, for Xbox and for PlayStation, as Xbox is releasing their brand new console along with PlayStation, and Xbox is dropping Halo. So it's going to be a big year regardless. Now, I know Nintendo doesn't like to compete with other companies. They've said that they don't compete. They just make games for their users, but they are technically competing. Every company competes. They want to make sure that they get the sales that they want in 2020. They're not going to get, completely busted down by the Xbox or by the new PlayStation and say, oh, well, as long as we don't compete. No, they're going to compete. And the only way Nintendo needs to compete is with software. They don't need any new hardware. There could be a new Switch Pro in 2020. There could. But I think there's going to be strictly software. I think we're going to see some very big games. That's why they kind of held out over the years. They knew this was coming. Nintendo is good at planning. They know what they have to do. And I think 2020 is going to hit pretty daggone hard. Now, let's get into the actual software. What is coming in 2020? Well, this is what I kind of hope. So first, let's start off with Mario. What is Mario going to bring to the table? I think 2020 could be a very big year for him, and I think they might actually just go back and kind of revisit some of the past games. For instance, Mario Odyssey 2 could very well be likely. Mario Galaxy 3 could even happen as it's a high fan demand, but we could see a possible new game in the style of maybe Super Mario 3D World. Maybe it's a port of 3D World, which I hope it's something more than that. But something else I think we could get is a brand new Paper Mario game. It's been a while. Paper Mario Color Splash came out on the Wii U at the very end of the Wii U's life cycle, and it was actually a pretty good game outside of the battle system. So if they fix that up a little bit, get the game running smoothly with the battle system, have the great story, cool new locations outside of the Mushroom Kingdom, I think Mario could do something really big in 2020. Zelda is next because we always have a Zelda game, one at least every year, whether it's a remake or a brand new title or even a spin-off. But I think there's one big Zelda game coming in 2020, and that is Breath of the Wild 2. I think they announced it early on purpose. I think it has been in development for a long time, ever since the second Breath of the Wild 1 was done, because it was initially made as DLC for the first game. So I think Breath of the Wild 2 was coming this holiday. I think it's going to hit, gigantic. It's going to compete with the Xbox's console and the PlayStation's console, because it is one of the greatest games that ever come out. The first game was, so I'm pretty sure the sequel is going to be just right up there with it. Pikmin needs to happen. Pikmin needs to happen. This has got to be the year that Pikmin comes back. Pikmin 4, to be specific, this big Pikmin game that's been being worked on forever, it seems like. There is no more pushing it back. There's no more holding it and waiting on. This has to be the year. 2020 is at least when we see the game. I don't know if it's going to release this year, but we have to see something that has to do with Pikmin this year. I don't know what it's going to be, but it's time, Nintendo. It is time. Animal Crossing New Horizons is coming in March, and we might be able to expect some type of separate direct for this game specifically. Maybe they announce it something like tune in live for a special event in February regarding more details for Animal Crossing. I think this is the best way to go, so that way they don't flood the direct with all this Animal Crossing stuff, because let's face it, even for Animal Crossing fans I've seen across the web, it's really boring to watch stuff about that game during the direct. You just kind of want to play the game. Smash Bros. Ultimate, it's kind of made its way into every direct and every Nintendo announcement. Somehow it's always there. We can always expect a Nintendo character reveal, and I think it's finally time for the last character of this pack, the 5th character slot. I don't know who it's going to be. We've all made speculations, and there's apparent rumors all over the web with different leakers, but whatever it is, I'm sure it's going to be very exciting. I'm not even going to try to predict the character right now. I don't care. Gino, whoever it is, Waluigi for all I care, somebody's coming. But I think we're also going to get announced what they're going to do, kind of their plans for the next DLC characters, and they might even announce another character to kick it off. You know, that would be pretty cool. But I think they're going to show us their plans for the next pack, whether it be another pack or just some separate characters. They may say there's 4 more characters coming, and that's it. They might kind of give us a guideline, a timeline as to what's going on with Smash Ultimate, and that would be something well needed. And if we're talking about Nintendo, we can expect ports. We can talk about all types of ports Nintendo's going to bring from past consoles, but I want good ports. And when I say good ports, I'm talking about things that need to get ported and need to look better in HD graphics. Nothing from the Wii U. Let's not port 3DS games to the 3DS, even though it's dead, and even though they did it already with Mario and Luigi. I'm talking about you, Bowser's Inside Story. But let's talk about ports that need to be ported. So I'm talking about maybe a Metroid Prime trilogy that we've been waiting for. It seems like the right time, maybe. Paper Mario 64 or Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door, something that people have even made like a hashtag remake The Thousand Year Door or something. It's even on like change.org. People want that. I want that. But then we have Skyward Sword HD, which is the next Zelda game I think needs to be ported. But if there is going to be Breath of the Wild 2 in 2020, I don't think Skyward Sword even sees the day of light. I think that's going to be pushed into next year, maybe possibly the next year after that. But ports are good for games that need ports. That's all I gotta say. I think Mario Maker 2 is going to continue to get DLC. We've already seen one update with snowballs, new enemies, and even Link, so I think they're going to either add more characters or even more game styles like we all have been hoping, whether it be Mario Bros. 2 or something more drastic like a Mario Odyssey game style. I think we're going to see lots of updates for Mario Maker coming up soon. Nintendo has already said that Splatoon 3 was not being worked on currently, but I think they're hiding a lot of stuff. I think it's time to kind of either bring it up or tease it for the next couple of years, or bring up some type of cool new thing that they're going to bring to the Splatoon franchise, whether it be a Battle Royale, or maybe there's new game modes such as bigger teams and bigger battlefields. So we'll have to see what's coming, but I really cannot wait for the next Splatoon. I think it's time. I really didn't get to enjoy the second one as much. It kind of just really felt like a rinse and repeat of the first game, so I can't wait to see what they're going to do for number 3. But last but not least, I certainly really would love to see surprises from Nintendo. We don't get them that much anymore, it feels like. It's all stuff that we kind of expect, or whether it's leaked or something. I know that's not Nintendo's fault, but what happened to the big surprises, the games that made you say, whoa, I didn't see this coming? Remember when we had that wacky reveal of Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle, and it was even a rumor, but we still didn't believe it, and it apparently leaked all over the place, and no one just took it for granted. But man, I just cannot believe that that actually came into fruition. It blew everybody's mind. And then when we had classic games reimagined and brought back, such as Kid Icarus Uprising, and it just, where are these big surprises and these big out of nowhere games? And it just feels like everything is stuff that we were expecting at this moment. Another Mario, another Zelda. Where's these big surprises of characters and games that we haven't seen in a while? That's what we need from Nintendo. But guys, whatever we get, I'm sure 2020 is going to be chock full of content from Nintendo. I have some optimism with me. Normally, I don't feel so hot about Nintendo and about Directs coming because they're normally stuff that I just don't really care too much about as of recent years. But I think 2020 is going to be different. I have this feeling that 2020 is going to be a very good year for Nintendo. But let me know what you guys think. Do you think 2020 is the year Nintendo steps it back up like they did in 2017 with the big hitters such as Mario, Zelda, and other spin-offs? Or do you think 2020 is going to be another kind of quieter year with nothing but ports? Let me know in the comments down below, and if any of these games resonate with you, let me know as well. And what games have I missed? What else would you like to see from Nintendo in 2020 in the years to follow as we enter the next decade? Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you like and subscribe if you're new to help the channel to grow. I thank you guys so much for helping me grow to where I am all in 2019. I cannot wait to go throughout 2020 and see where this channel goes and where YouTube and Nintendo takes us. But thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart for tuning in every single day. I hope you all had a great of a year as I did, and I hope 2020 brings you guys many great things. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I hope you have a great year. See ya, guys.